So I'm sorry about that I've been kind of delayed on doing this video. The beginning part of this week has been kind of busy for me with college and everything and having a presentation that I need to do today. So with that, I'm actually finally doing the Walking Dead Season 6 Episode 2 JSS review. Just to let everyone know, there are definitely spoilers in this, so if you have not seen the second episode yet, please do so before watching this review. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the very beginning of this. We saw Enid's background at the very beginning. She was with her parents. They got killed. And since then, she just started writing JSS, which we found out near the end of the episode that just means just survive somehow. Now, the next thing that we do kind of see is Carol, and I'm just going to go through most of the stuff with Carol right here at the very beginning. She is, in this one, kind of once again kind of playing a badass role where she's having to help defend the town. She sees an attack on Miss Niedermeyer, and she decides she needs to go see exactly what's going on. And then she starts, and after one of the other Alexandriates die, she clothes herself as one of the female characters from the Wolves, and she starts going out and eliminating not only the wolves, but she's also trying to find any other survivors that are there. Now, she does take out quite a few people. She even kills somebody right in front of Morgan and Gabriel after Morgan knocked the wolf out and had bound him. So you can definitely tell that was something that Morgan didn't take very well. He was really kind of shocked, and she handed him and Gabriel guns. Now I know I'm kind of going a little bit more in the future as to this, but I said I was going to cover everything for Carol, or most of it right now. Now, I mean, she does tell Carl that, before all this, she does tell Carl to stay in the house to watch over baby Judith because of everything going on, which he goes ahead and does so. Maggie was talking to Deanna right before the entire attack, and she was talking about the positive side of Reg and what he wanted for the community, how they found seeds they could start planting and they could start growing things, and that's what I mean by the positive side and what he wanted for the community. You get introduced to Denise, who is a psychologist, and she gets turned into the new doctor for Alexandria, and pretty much that very first day she has to perform surgery on another character, another Alexandrite, and even though it fails, she still tried her hardest with Eugene and, I'm sorry, I forget the other character's name, trying to push her to kind of do this, to try to do as much as she can, and to kind of get over her own fright. Gabriel does talk to Carl. This is before the attack once again. Asked to learn from him how to wield weapons. Now, Carl tried to originally teach him weapons. I believe it was back in the 4th season. Yeah, it was the 4th season. And Gabriel kind of ran away. But the weapon that he did choose initially that he said he wanted to learn was a red-handled machete. And Carl says that he'll go ahead and teach him to be there at 3, and the first thing that he's going to start off with is the machete. So I think that's really kind of interesting that Carl remembered after that period of time about what Gabriel actually wanted. Now, the attack that actually happened in Alexandria, the totality of it was extremely brutal. It was extremely gory. There was a lot of blood. There was, I mean, you could see, some guys just continuing to chop up people that they had already killed. It was extremely, like I said, just brutal. Someone did try to drive through the gate, the front gate for Alexandria, but Deanna's son went ahead and he was in the tower. He shot the person that was driving it and kind of veered off course and went through part of the church tower, and kind of trapped the son in there for a moment before he was actually able to get out. And when he opened up the side door, the person that got shot was already turned into a zombie, and that's when Morgan showed up. Morgan actually played a pretty big role in this entire episode. I mean, the first 2 episodes, wow, pretty big role. I mean, this is coming from somebody that we rarely actually ever got to see for the first 5 seasons, except for one bit, except for the very first episode, then an episode in season 3, and then the final episode for season 5. So he's playing a pretty big, important, vital role right now, which is actually pretty cool because he's actually a fan favorite from what I know, and his story is pretty cool. I'm looking to see more about what he's done, and as he said, he learned how to use the staff from, I think he said, a chaise, a maker. They make chairs and everything like that. Anyways, Morgan, when he was about to kind of go after the first person that was pretty much butchering one of the Alexandrites, he was about to get in a fight with him, and Carol kind of steps in and stabs the guy, and Morgan tells her, "You didn't have to do that. You don't have to kill him." She pretty much tells him, "Yes, I do." Deanna continues to. She gets put into, after finding her son and everything, gets put into that semi that tried to run through the front gate, and her son decides that he's going to protect her, and you can kind of tell she's starting to continue to come to the harsh reality that the world there is a lot harsher, and that they really do need to be prepared for a lot more. And had the group not been there, even part of the group not been there, they would have all been dead for a definite. Ron, he was out at the very beginning of the episode, and as he's trying to get home a little bit later on, he gets chased down by one of the wolves. Carl steps in and shoots the guy and then kills him, and when Ron sees that Enid is at Carl's place, I'm going to say he gets angsty and he runs off, even though it probably would have been smarter to stay with other people who actually knew what they're doing, knew how to shoot, and everything of that sort. As for the entire episode, I'm going to go ahead and I'll cover one thing after this. The entire episode, I'm going to go ahead and give this a 10 out of 10. This is a lot better episode than the very first episode for Season 6. This didn't have any annoying constant flashbacks or anything like that. It was just, just 1 through 10, A through Z, to pretty much just straight timeline on how things are going, what's going on, and everything. And at the very end, I thought that it was pretty cool that, Morgan gets to go against the 2 people that he spotted in episode 15 or episode 16, season 5, and how they were a part of this attack. And he actually, at the very end, when he's battling just the one wolf inside the house, he looks at him and says he's sorry, and pretty much you could tell he had to kill him, even though he really did not want to. Which kind of comes to that entire realization of, we might hopefully get to see later on the realization of Carol being right of, yeah, you do actually have to kill people that are trying to attack you, otherwise they might actually try to come back. So I'm going to go ahead and do a predictions video probably tomorrow or something like that. Once again, like I said, I'm giving this one a 10 out of 10. It's a continuation of the first episode. Episode 3 is going to be, once again, still a continuation of the first and second episode, which is kind of interesting. They really don't do that often, which I kind of like, actually. And so, if you like this video, please click like, please subscribe to my channel, and please leave comments below on what you thought was the best part of this episode, or if you didn't like this episode, state why. Alright, thank you. You all have a good day. Bye-bye.